we've always had a racial issue in this country. And the biggest problem with it is we never discuss race until something bad happens. We never have meaningful dialogue over a cold beer when things are going good. But what happens is everybody, when something bad happens, everybody has a tribe mentality. Everybody want to protect their own tribe, whether they're right or wrong.
What do you mean when they're right or wrong?
We all got bad characters in our group. We all got bad characters. So my grandmother taught me, you judge everybody on their own individual merits. You don't care what any other jackass has to say. You don't put everybody together. Black is not always right and white is not always wrong. You got some bad apples who taking advantage of the situation. That's the plan. You got, and that's unfortunate because this is a serious, somebody lost a child. And this is something we need to sit back and discuss and figure out what happened, what went wrong. But let me say this. The notion that white cops are out there just killing black people, that's ridiculous. It's just flat out ridiculous. And I challenge any black person to try to make that point. This notion that cops are actually awesome. You know, they're the only thing in the ghetto from between this place being the Wild Wild West. So this notion that cops are out there just killing black men, it's ridiculous. And I hate that narrative coming out of this entire situation.
What about the case? We're waiting for the results to come down from the grand jury for Eric Garner here in New York, right? I mean, it's one thing in Ferguson, there's some audio, but you see the video, you see these cops surround him,
yes.
And he ultimately, it was a homicide. He dies.
I don't think that was a homicide. I don't think that was a homicide. I think
what was that? It was a chokehold, you see it.
Well, I think the cops were trying to arrest him, and they got a little aggressive. I think excessive force, you know, something like that. But to go right to murder, Brooke, when the cops are trying to arrest you, if you fight back, things go wrong. That doesn't mean, I don't think they were trying to kill Mr. Garner. You know, he was a big man, and they tried to get him down.
You know, I'm hearing so much from different people, friends, people who come on my show, African Americans saying, listen, Brooke, you know, I was taught it as a young age. I have different rules than you do when I deal with police. And there's a lot of getting that off people's chests right now because of what happened in Ferguson. There's a lot of anger, there's a lot of frustration. What can we as a country do with this energy right now?
Well, first of all, we can open a dialogue, and I think that's probably what I did was open a dialogue. Brooke, in fairness, there's some black people out there who are crooks. And when the police come to your neighborhood, it's a tense situation. The only time you interact with the cops is when things are going wrong. That's the only time we ever interact with the cops. But first of all, we as black people, we got a lot of crooks. We can't just wait until something like this happens, and we have to look ourselves in the mirror. There's a reason they racially profile us at times. Sometimes it's wrong, but sometimes it's right. So to act and sit there and act like we hold no responsibility for some of this stuff, it's disingenuous.